Hello and welcome to another update video on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin got a small bounce here from the 100% extension level at $88,743, a micro support level that sometimes can provide support. It's quite interesting that the price reached this 100% extension exactly when the Nvidia earnings were released, because you could argue that the Nvidia earnings sparked a little bit of a response here, led to a little bit of a response and a bounce. This is of course way too small to indicate that a meaningful low has formed, but as you know, the current region is what we're watching basically for a possible low formation. Surely in the very short term, we could go a little bit lower, but I would say that this bounce indicates that a low of sorts seems to be in place now. But we haven't broken above any of the previous swing highs. And I can tell you that if we go down lower, then it would have to be in the form of a diagonal pattern. In the last video, by the way, today, I shared with you the bigger picture, the larger time frame, and said to you that, basically a bounce in this wave 4 is due soon. Now, in the short term, though, this here is clearly not a 5-wave move down. I'm talking about the move down from the Tuesday high. So that means something doesn't fully add up here. That 3-wave move down is a little bit strange. As I said, it occurred when the Nvidia earnings were released. Obviously, there's a bit of optimism that's coming back into the market. And I said if the market comes down into the area around 85 to 86K, I would add another position. I added already 2 over the last few days, 2 spot positions. That's just me, but you know, I know a lot of you from the community also added spot positions, basically like slow accumulation, right? For a futures trade, I would need to see a proper 5-wave move up and the 3-wave move down. Yeah. Now we have a bounce here, so we need to decide what this could be. I don't think it's this micro count anymore. It doesn't really look like it. I will remove the 100% extension from the chart. Those were like really nano levels. But you see this is a crystal clear 3-wave move down. So what could it be? Well, it means that some kind of a low is in place. That momentum could indicate that we revisit, for example, the resistance area. It's very much possible that this wave 4 extends. How can that happen? Well, let's look at it. If we say wave 3 bottomed here, that's sort of the thesis, right? And then we said, okay, possibly wave 4 already finished here, but it was a weak wave 4. It was a weak wave 4. So with only 3 waves down, that doesn't, at least it doesn't look like a completed decline on the micro level. Bear in mind, we're talking about the 30-minute chart. If you're interested in the bigger picture, I would suggest check out the last video. But with a 3-wave move down, it could be an internal B wave. So it's entirely possible we are resetting this wave 4. This is one of the scenarios I'm watching. And we could be doing this. Yeah. In this case, the decline, because we reached the 100% extension, could be an ABC structure. So basically the response we've seen, the bounce, indicates that something is shifted. But really only on the nano level. Yeah. Now, what does that mean? That means for now, I would treat the move up as a wave C of a wave 4. Technically, we could still be in wave 5, but I have to say for now, I'm with this momentum, if it keeps going a bit, we're probably talking about the C wave of the wave 4. Doesn't mean we have to go up a lot, okay? It could just simply mean, again, this is a C wave, and we might just test maybe the previous swing high from Tuesday again. Technically, this wave 4 has room all the way up to $97,294. This is basically the scenario we've been talking about early in the week already, right? When we got the bounce on Tuesday, that this is the wave 4. So does it mean anything changed? Not really, guys. This is just a small bounce and we haven't even broken anything. No resistance is really broken. As I said over the last few days, this here is the real resistance area. Only if we break above it, 97,294, it indicates that a more meaningful low has actually formed. And then we can explore whether this 4th wave is unfolding or maybe already a more meaningful bounce. Way too early for that. Way too early for that. As I said, for anything really bullish, we need a 1-2 setup to the upside. We're quite far away from that. Again, this could just be a simple wave 4. Now, what are micro fib levels that are now relevant? What we can do is we can take the length of that A wave, we go to the low of the B wave, and that gives you an internal Fibonacci projection for wave C of 4. It's located between $93,258 and $96,240. This is an ideal target area for wave C of 4. So basically that's what I'm watching right now. If we get 5 waves up above resistance, and there isn't really much microstructure there, but if we get 5 waves up above resistance and a corrective pullback that forms a higher low, we might see that over the next few days. Then we can talk about, possibly more meaningful low has actually formed. I will not rule that out because we formed that lower low I wanted to see. It didn't quite get to 85 to 86K, which would have been the next fib level, but that's totally fine. I mean, on the broader time scale, broader time frame, this here was the target area, you could say, for this decline. And let's see. I mean, we have to observe this closely. I'm not quite happy with the 3-wave decline. There are ways how this could be solved, and we say this might be really a meaningful low. There are, we could say this is the 3rd. This could be the A wave low. There are ways that this could be counted differently as a diagonal or something. I don't want to become too technically. It's actually quite simple. This is our resistance area. This hasn't changed, and only a break above 97,294 would indicate that a more meaningful low has formed. Let's see if the Nvidia earnings saved the market. We'll see. It could be. I mean, it could be. Maybe it brought a bit of optimism back. I mean, maybe people finally figured out, oh, we are really oversold, right? Because this is also why I bought a bit, because the market is oversold. Yeah? So we'll see if this leads to something. I'll, of course, stay close to it. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, then also check out our membership options. And also feel free to follow us on X for additional updates, charts, news, and much more. You can find a lot of additional updates here on X. I'll leave a link in the comment section. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.